Hi, Brennan. So here I am. Beautiful snowy day out there. Uh, I'm listening to the radio and stuff. It's like everything, you know. In the new world, my voice carries through walls, so I try to speak with a high voice. You know, don't want to be. So anyways, what am I saying? I want to change the world. This feels absurd, okay? Because I grew up in California, and a lot of people go there to who knows what. Maybe they are trying to save the world, but if they're running away, this is, the act of foolishness, educating foolishness. And so I've been working on this stuff for a long, long time. And, I have to laugh, because what drove me to begin this quantification of this policy is the basically, health or something. And people are always thinking, oh, are you sick or are you sick in the head? These are bad jokes that are normal feelings towards our general thoughts. So these are like these highly articulated philosophical realities, and compassion is nothing without reality. Okay, so you can be really nice, and then somebody who is very low in quality or something like that can just burn you with like a one-liner. This is can happen in California because respect and the English language and all kinds of history and stuff like that, they can all get really just mangled into like a big ball of wax. We don't want wax, we want threads, we want fabric, we want the best, okay, that humanity can. This is my fantastic, cheers to laughter in a matter of factor. This is okay. See what you're doing to me is torture. So I have to do it myself. This is not normal. Okay, so you know what I'm saying? Hide. Okay, so I am a man who acts like a child only as a disguise. Okay, and I have to like watch, not only who I'm hanging out with, but where I am and what I'm eating. You are what you eat. Previous thoughts there. I will change the world, but I'm gonna do it through singing, through happiness, the policy, the technology, the fifth element. This will do all the work for us. We can literally just act like fools if the fifth element is working in system, in concert, okay, in esteemed concert. This is, I'm holding my camera, so it's not like I can, go eat deep on home, broken fingers, because I am, I'm too tall to actually fit through that door now, please, understand that, I've had some bad, foolish experiences with things people were laughing at, like Hollywood. I grew up in California. I grew up very near all that foolishness. I've been to Mexico, and a lot of times people are laughing at the wrong things because there are normal feelings, and general thoughts are not always happening. And these are the infinity loop, normal feelings and general thoughts. That you put them together, and all you have is X, this horrible math equation that people are just like, no math. They're freaking out. But this is the math that will solve the world. Okay, this is incredibly amazing to me, because all I ever wanted was a girlfriend. Okay, who would dry my eyes, and it's like Kurt Cobain. You've seen this stuff. You've seen your life. And you've seen Jim Morrison embarrass everybody. When we've seen history, and we've seen history erased. Okay, World War II in Hollywood, California, San Francisco. What is the history there? Are you made in Japan? Or are you made on the East Coast of the Atlantic? Virginia. Tobacco. Is this like a need? So these are these intense philosophical things that I'm working on, and sometimes I'm wearing the crown of thorns, Atlas, the crown and the thumbs and all that. Jesus. Okay, it's like a horrible joke. If you don't laugh, you're not feeling normal. Okay, this is and your general thoughts. So, what was I? The crown of thorns. The miracles, the compassion, the deepest cultural compassion, the truth, the geography. This is me. It's like, whoa, give me some space. It's like you're trying to navigate and not intimidate. So this is the world that I grew up in, Shalom, where this testing the waters for the general thoughts and the normal feelings, and the machine has to run correctly. Okay, it's a recipe. It's a recipe, and that is easy and compassionately, absolutely sort of, singing the song that defeats fanatical fascism, because this can be, these threads come out of oil wells, we're not wearing cotton, we're not, people want to sell you polyester underwear, socks or something, and put you on the treadmill, you're out there, running, not playing a game passionately, okay, and so basically what was I saying about the crown of thorns? Yeah, and the thumbs, yeah, that's all the tendons in my body, all my threads are tweaked, okay, so I'm like seeing beyond, I'm like, trying to make sense of the articulation of the shadow and stuff like that, with not hiding my eyes, and hiding my teeth, and the crown of thorns. Oh yeah, so I can no longer eat much meat or alcohol or even coffee. I have to be careful of all these things. It's like I'm in the psychiatric sort of the vacuum So basically, you know, and before this crown of thorns thing happened, the conviction, you know, the climate of 1996, and indeed 1990, 1991, 1992 in fact, yeah, January 1st, 1992, I was learning Spanish in Central America in 1992, and I was not in a normal geographic location of history. 1,000 ums, you know, it's like, you know, you're gonna get throat cancer if you keep saying So I have the science, and you know, we have to laugh, okay? We have to laugh. This is what great people do, and then they get very, very serious and civil, utterly civil, okay? And then you're whatever your own guard type stuff. This is purely science. Science does all the animalistic, crazy sort of idiocy for us. So if we simply have that normalcy flowing and normally, it is, I have to have normal feelings and XX general thoughts tattooed on my arm because it is so complex. I mean, you know, if someone asks you, if someone asks you the opposite of normal feelings and general thoughts, they are torturing you, basically. They're torturing your mind. You know, if they have, you know, I don't even want to say the opposite because this will give people the rationale of all these bad things, you know. And I turn on the TV and I've seen a lot. I've, you know, your eyes start to wander when you see the wrong thing. You know, you're like, okay. And once things happen, they have to unhappen. And you have to understand how they happened for them not to just keep happening. Okay? You know, you have to laugh, and then you have to get serious, and you know, sometimes you start off harsh and you win justice. You win a ring of liberty. So I'm working on this song that I just wrote. I'm trying to figure out, I sang the bells ring for justice. That's not right. That's the bell is the liberty bell. Okay, so it's ringing liberty, and you are following that sound to be on a normal path. Okay, and this is pure science that will enable spirit of the fifth world, if you will, to completely happen. Okay, this and it's very, very difficult. It's, you know, I mean, I just want to, like, you know, hide, you know. You know, it's really, I had a torturous sort of experience in California, you know, the left-hand side, and you know, we're looking for the light. We're trying to solve the shadow without, like, breaking our necks, you know. This is, I mean, okay, so yeah. So please understand that it's, you know, I'm in the bubble chamber of atomic science and making poetry. You know, making the laughter that is, you know, that grabs, that sews the fabric, the needle and the thread, and all these things. And Jesus, you know, if you, and maybe someday I'll stop laughing. That would be amazing, because that would be like 1992 never happened. 1996 was, you know, the lifting the economy, and realizing the threads must be valued, must be judged. So basically the technology of a net is to simply see it and to hear it and to simply say, yes, okay, bing, bing, this is the numerator. Now we simply judge the denominator. So we say, what's it worth? What is the person, what are they worth? You know? If you're not, this is civilization, okay? We have values. We all have normal values, but we also have civil values and virtues. Values and virtues, kind of the same. Knowledge is a virtue, but geography is a value. We don't just occupy any land without the value being normal, feeling it, and with that feeling, our general thoughts, our evolution, our normal feelings are lifting. Okay, we're lifting, we're rising up, we are shining cities on a hill, we are feeling normal on this high point. Okay, we are pulling the threads and we are weaving them in, weaving them in, and then these threads, when they are valued, there is the general thoughts, the gene, the seed, thought, thinking into the soil where it is planted. Okay, so we can take these thoughts like the internet from all over the world on a jet, like a my poem Space Talk. This is about this, and it's just so beautiful that you cannot you can't even hide. Okay, I mean, gosh, so the general thoughts are actually the thinking, sinking those genes into the soil, but not Z, X and Y for humanity. Okay, that math, I know, I was in France, I was at the Sangria, I was really amongst the brotherhood. So, okay, and Jesus, okay, and I'm trying to learn a little bit of French, German, and unfortunately I grew up speaking Californian, and so I flunked English. I didn't flunk it. I flunked it like Einstein battled the math teacher. I loved the math teacher, okay? There's no problems there ever. But the English teacher, oh my God, we were like butting, charging, pens out, and I'm like, I don't know. And the teacher's like, yes, you do. And I'm like, we're speaking Californian, dude. So, that's the joke, okay? And the joke is normal. It is normal to feel happy, but if the threads are not lifted, the economy can sink. Okay, the feeling, the liberty, the normal feelings. Sound like a psychiatrist. I'm torturing you, right? This is how I felt in California. Now, I want to say that when I was a kid, I went to the emergency room for a tick. Yes, I had a tick on my head, walking through the bush. I would always go hiking, like all over the place, and I get ticks occasionally. You try to brush them off, see them crawling up your... So I would go to the emergency room for that. Now, if that tick happened to be a politician or something, I would just let him live there, I'm like sucking the juice out of my heart, and I would say, no, this is not an emergency, this is complete craziness, okay? This is like Central America, learning Spanish. The left-hand side of America, starting from the left-hand side and staying there in 1992. Castles are burning. What the God? Jeez. Only like bad language can express that soberly and singing the happy song in the happy world where the normal feelings. Actually, I'm not talking loud enough because I have thin walls. I don't want to. At the same time, I feel all the worlds. I grew up on the Pacific, so I understand the Far East, the Middle East. The very many people of that feeling normally in West America, and that's the fanaticism, is normal feelings. You have to feel it, to sing it, to lift those threads, and at the same time that fifth element is pulling down the angels, the general thoughts. It is merely a thought. It is not a there are no general feelings. That is what it's like. General feelings is like the torture question of a psychotic. Someone asks you, what are your that is bad. Danger. General feelings are dangerous. Normal thoughts, dangerous. Okay, that's the rationale of fascism. So we have to take normal feelings. It's really difficult again. Normal feelings. Just because I'm just arranging this on the fifth element. You have the waves, and then you have you have those waves going, and then you have that touching some base. I'm not sure, but you have the funnel of a net, which is the same as the sangreal. I'm not sure quite how it works. I mean, it's one-man show here. Literally, just ever since 1992, I've been that's when I stopped. That's when I stopped my. As a child, as a teenager, I would look in the mirror and I was rage and tears. I would just sit there for, I don't want to say hours, but my parents and my brother, they'd be fighting it out. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, I have these normal feelings," and just fighting it out. Just yelling, and having whatever the family thing. And I was I'd be in the bathroom and I'd be why can't I get a girlfriend on the left-hand side of America? A girlfriend who totally values me as someone who wishes he knew how to write right-handed. And, I'm actually learning to do this. It's coming out it's pretty rough, but I think if I keep practicing, I will be able to write with my right hand in a little while. 40 years old, and I'm learning to write right-handed. Okay, this is the failure of education in California that is supported by transplants, immigrants. My parents did not grow up on west of the Mississippi. They grew up, so they immigrated to the West Coast. This is so I am first generation on the left-hand side of America. And this is very double entendre. I'm sorry if my voice is a little harsh. It's wrong inhalants. Tobacco is bad, but it's something that goes back in history. So it's in all cultures it's legal, and these are rules that that we can accentuate, that we can moderate with order, so that there's. So anyways, please support my. I mean, literally, if I see someone selling meat on a stick, and so I have to run away, run up to the dessert tray and start singing. You know, I'm not gonna strip, okay, but you know what I'm saying. Start singing that beautiful song, singing with esteem, and I'm just going crazy because my voice, you know. When I become king, I will sing, I will sing, I will sing. Bells will ring, bells will ring, bells will ring. Ring for liberty. Thoughts of justice. They will best us. They will sing, they will sing, they will sing. Okay, so thank you. Hope it's I hope it's more than hope, and that somehow I'm in the university, go to the emergency room, they say, you have a giant tick, and you know they're gonna like treat the tick because that tick could need some sort of medical treats, you know, treats because they're good. Only, you know, you only get a treat if you're good. And normally in California, if you're left-handed, you grow up there, your treat is sort of like a cross, you know, crucifix, an X, you know, X Files. So, yeah. Okay. I got a problem here. Okay.